Because it is my hope that in the near future we figure out whatever the heck has been going on in our skies. And if you, for tonight's Future of Everything, we're going to talk about UFOs, because it is my hope that in the near future we figure out whatever the heck has been going on in our skies. And if you follow a lot of the UFO incidents involving the U.S. military, you might have seen a lot of people talking about several videos of what looks like a triangle seeming to hover over a base out of 29 Palms here in California. This was all released in the last day by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell. Take a quick listen.
Those are not aluminum rounds because aluminum rounds fall. And nobody shoots in a 5-gun section. There's more lights around it.
Yo, this is fucking weird. We got UFOs outside.
Now, Jeremy Corbell and the co-host of the podcast Weaponized, George Knapp, say they have been looking into this since 2021. There's another image right there. He says, according to reports from witnesses, the whole thing only lasted about 10 minutes, from 8:20 when it appeared to 8:30 when it blinked out. According to Corbell, it was seen by more than 50 people, many of them Marines at Camp Wilson, who captured those images, but they just couldn't explain what they saw.
If you look in the picture, you can see like a black triangular shape.
Why are these not flares?
Because they stayed there for a solid 10 minutes, just in the same spot.
And flares don't sit in one spot for 10 minutes?
No, they fall.
And Jeremy Corbell himself joins us right now in the studio. So, Jeremy, real quick, set the scene for us here.
Yeah, so this happened back in 2021, and of course, I thought it was flares at first. A bunch of Marines started coming to me. I was able to find them within 36 hours. They saw a craft. So this is not something lights in the sky. They actually saw the body, the shape of the craft, and you see that in the low light photo. So they basically said, you know, what's going on? What is this? And I was worried about the reporting process. We dug into it for a number of years. Luckily, they shot up lumen flares, so you can see the difference of what a lumen flare is. And most flares, they last within 1 minute to 3 minutes max. This object, or I'll say craft because you can see the body of it, sat there from 10, some reports say up to 25 minutes unmoving. So this is why I thought it was important, bringing it out to the public, trying to crowdsource and figure out this UAP. It's just an unidentified. The point is we're trying to identify.
And we're trying to identify something that happened over a military base with a lot of military service members all around. We reached out to the Pentagon. I know the Marine that you spoke to said that they ruled out flares, but the Pentagon tells us that there was an airspace tactics and instructor course happening around the same time, and there's video of that training. I think we have some of that video that has been declassified. You can see choppers through night vision. You can see tracer fire. You can see flares. And then right at the end, there are a couple of seconds showing something that's it's kind of in a similar shape to that triangle. Do you think that that could be the same thing? Some of this exercise that you're seeing right here, those appear to be flares, kind of in a triangle shape. Do you think that that could be what these Marines saw?
Yeah, so that's the question is, were these flares? The problem is the duration, and all of the witnesses that saw the body of a triangular shaped craft. So initially that was my thought, but over these years from working with people, they saw the craft itself, the body of it, and that's what you see in that low light video. Now, I don't know, it's a huge base. It's almost 1,000 miles wide. So showing me a video, we need to know if it identically matches up to the time. Look, I'm trying to solve the case too, but I can't discount the Marines that are telling me they saw the craft.
One of the interesting things about this case is, so that is declassified video that we're seeing right now of the training exercise. The Pentagon says that they had no report of UAP activity, and there is a procedure now for UAPs to be reported all the way up to the Pentagon. They're saying that there were no reports given. Is that what you're hearing from the Marines? Did they ever try to file a report with the government?
Yeah, so that was the problem. We weren't getting information. Now, we've seen that over and over and over. Remember, the 2004 Tic Tac event, that UFO event was during a training exercise. The 2019 UAPs were during a training exercise. There's always training going on there at that base. So that's what we're trying to get, is better transparency to move that information up and better reporting process. People should not have to be calling journalists. They should be reporting it through the normal chain of command. But that is not happening.
Now, one other question. I mean, as soon as you posted that, everyone was talking about the Phoenix Lights, like one of the most well-documented UFO mass sightings there's been. What did you think when you saw this? Did you think Phoenix Lights as well?
Well, when you see that 5-section of lights, that shows that it appears to be very similar visually to the Phoenix Lights, but the size was about half the size of a football field when they could see the body of the craft. And that's what just keeps coming back at me. I want to know the truth, too. I want to see proper reporting. But that connection between an object in the sky with the Phoenix Lights is because of the body of the craft. You can see it in the low light photo. You can see it, and that's what the witnesses tell me. So I don't know, man. This is an unidentified. That's UAP. When you're reporting this stuff, you just got to try to figure out what it is. And I think the next number of days is really going to highlight how these types of investigations work.
So you can't say what it is, but you can't say what it isn't.
It is unidentified. That is a UAP. But let's find out together. That's why we put it out, asking the public and anybody else that was there to help fill in the voids.
Jeremy Corbell.
Hey, man, great to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you, too. Thanks.